I don't know what else to do. When I ask in a poll, what would you want me to change on my content, I don't get a response. So, I suppose the only other possibilities are changing either the game or the commentary or the type of content, but that's the one I'm not gonna do because I don't enjoy editing. There are people who do. You can find them as editors on, I suppose, large channels, but I'm not one of them. I always thought that I could, you know, maybe you thought that as well at some point, or wondered about it. Be good at games, which I think I am. Not at all games, but at some. And upload footage of that, and or through that get into contact with someone who is also good at games, and maybe we could do something together, but apparently not. YouTube changed a lot. So did okay, that wasn't a headshot. So did gaming. But not just gaming, it's a trend. It's a trend that I don't know how you, but I feel like this, well, not this world, but let's say technology changed so much over the course of the past 70 years. So it's no surprise that things like what's popular on YouTube or I don't know. Okay, as an example, it's no surprise then that what's popular on YouTube or the possibility of becoming famous through YouTube was so very time limited and is no longer available. Well, not at least until you get into contact with someone who's already known and brings you up to the spotlight. At least that's the way I see it. The last guy. Wonderful. And I'm a realist. As in, I was telling myself that maybe I could still somehow pull through, but I knew that that will never be the case. Needless to say, I didn't pull through, so, you know. Oh, it's the cats. There's one more. Okay, never mind, there isn't. Hey, guy. Now, what else? I somehow just lost interest in everything. Believe it or not. Maybe you are also kind of... Okay, no. I want to keep those 2 charges until I spend them onto something useful, so follow me if you will. And you will. I kind of lost interest in everything. Like, what's the point of living? I don't think suicide is an option, but... like... is there really anything worth living for? And... is there actually a point in striving for anything? And I'm not the one to believe in... call it cliché or don't. I don't believe in, oh, you haven't loved yet, there's so much to live for, it's such an experience. Like, I am different from everyone. Not from everyone, but I feel like I'm different from many people. And what you might find amazing, I maybe won't. And what you find entertaining, I probably won't. Which is a regular occurrence, but For me, it's something that for many others is a basic thing. Like, let's say, contact with other humans. It's like, I never was one to be big on contact with other humans. It's like social contact, like talking to. Or just even something as basic as greeting. It's like, what's the point? You know me, I know you, or even if we don't, what's it matter if I do or don't greet? It's a waste of time, waste of air, and waste of effort. That's not the case in every scenario, but most of the time I do feel like that. And I do feel like that in other ways as well, not just in that one. So then when you take that type of feeling and multiply it by times many, because I don't really know how many more times will I feel like this when it comes to other things, then you get me. Doesn't sound like too much fun, does it? Well, no. And it's not. You know, I wish I would find other things to be fun, but there's just something about most activities and most things that are considered to be normal that I don't enjoy. Video games are the only thing that I really enjoy, and whoa, that scared me kind of. And the fact that I can't... That's the fifth one, off the getting the reward. You know, the fact that I can't make use of being good at games, unlike others who at times weren't even good at games but just were there when YouTube was a thing, is... I don't like it. And who would? Being a YouTuber seems so simple, does it not? I mean, if you can adhere to basic principles like having an upload schedule, okay. So, when you adhere to basic principles like having an upload schedule, keeping track of your viewer base and what they like in the comments, it should be pretty simple, right? Yeah, it should. But it's not, because of the YouTube algorithm, which is... I don't know, maybe you noticed, maybe you didn't. It's... okay. It's been changed because of the upcoming elections in America to just promote politically charged, specifically politically charged channels and content. And I'm not one of those. So... oh, and to fill out the big gap, if a channel was already big before the algorithm changed, then it's gonna stay big, alright? It doesn't apply to big channels. It applies to small channels and the new channels. In my opinion. So... oh, right, I need to go... I need to unlock one of the sides. Fine. Actually, no, I don't. I already did. Ha. So then when you look at channels like mine, which are around for a while, and I admit I am doing... or I am recording a game which is relatively very old, then there is no surprise I haven't gotten anyhow popular. But what does come as a surprise to me is that I did get quite a number of views in the past, before the apocalypse actually. I got around 6,000 to 11,000 views on some of my videos of custom campaigns, and mind you that at least 3,000 of those 6,000 to 11,000 views were acquired the week that the video came out. It wasn't like, oh, I got all those views after and I just wanna pull a wool over your face or over your eyes. No, I got a lot of those views back then. But then the apocalypse came and the algorithm, I think shortly after, started undergoing change, and ever since then I am shit out of luck. So what even is the point of making videos, or at this point striving for anything, if I, you know, don't find anything enjoyable or don't think there's a point in doing anything? Sounds very nihilistic, I know, but I don't think it's a rare approach to life these days. If I'm not mistaken, a young male suicide rate is at a all-time high. So no surprise there. You wanna know why? Because if you want to try doing something, I mean, if you think you're good at something, chances are someone else already does it way better. Well, because globalism, I don't like it, but it is here to stay. Ooh, that's useful. And basically, globalism is connecting everyone way easier, way faster, and way more in a way more comfortable way than before. So, in a way, it makes some people more special and other people way less special, if you get what I mean. If not, I'll try to elaborate. In the past, if you were moderately good, better than your, let's say, your peers, you could still get known or appreciated for being good at something in at least the area where you live, or, I don't know, in the region where you live, or in your country if you were very good at what you do. But now, very good is not enough. Now you need to be top-notch to be able to do that and still... Oh, to be able to do that and get enough money off of it. At least that's the way I see it. It doesn't apply everywhere, it's a flawed point of view, but it's my point of view. And I'm free to have it. And I know it's flawed, okay? Anyway, let's have Frank over here go outside the arena, shall we? Come on. Okay, never mind. Frank is a stubborn skull. Back to the point. Why am I actually still in a round? Did I not kill everyone? I hope I did. Oh, hello there. Yes, join me. I'm recording a virtual log. Haha, funny. Oh, he just died, just like that. So anyway, this is another one of those videos where I feel like I ought to delete it midway through, but I feel like I'm gonna just start uploading these and don't care, because so far, caring worked until the algorithm got changed, and since then, caring doesn't work. So why should I care? It hasn't gotten me anywhere. It hasn't made anything easier. In fact, it's made more things in my life harder than I think they otherwise would have been. For example, my interactions with Unwise. If I never replied to his comment, never cared to look him up or get into contact with him, I probably would have been way happier now. Or if I never cared about people at work, at my current work, I probably wouldn't have cared, wouldn't have had to clean my car at some point, because I drove a coworker from the company Christmas get-together to his home, and he actually spilled some leftovers he took with himself from the get-together. It's like, caring so far hasn't worked. And I suppose that's That's actually how other people feel. So why care about what anyone does if it only gets you trouble? On the flip side, caring about someone who's famous is completely rent-free. You know, I care about what some people who are good at games do or did when they were alive. So, for example, Total Biscuit. I cared about what he thought about things and what he played or was fond of. Because I thought, and still do, that me and him were similar in some ways and in personality as well. But the point here is, to get back on track, caring about a famous person is easy and you can actually get something from it. And there's usually no trouble involved. You stop liking that someone? Fine, find another one. Or you really like that someone? You probably will never get into contact with that someone or to talk to them in person or even over the internet. I don't know, through Discord or back then through Skype or something. But you still could feel like you're there with them when they made, I don't know, gameplay videos or commentary or just had fun playing with others. And do you get anything of that when you just care for people around you? At times, yeah, when it comes to family members, for sure. When it comes to close friends, sure. But when it comes to regular friends or just, I don't know, your coworkers, I don't think that's the case. I'm still very upset and unhappy with this universe because I feel like it's been purposefully, even though that's not possible because the universe is not an animate being, I feel like it's been purposely throwing some extra shit my way for the past many months, actually, like 9, maybe 10. Because when I back to the start, I think I talked about that, or at least said it, but I'm not sure, so I'll repeat myself. I feel like I've done more than I ever have in the past, and actually gotten less than I ever have for doing something. And by that I don't mean in a material way, but even like a thanks for someone, or just someone behaving in a good way towards me. It's combined with the fact that I believe that in the past X months I've also had way more accidents and unfortunate turnouts of situations and the like thrown my way than ever. It's extremely depressing and demoralizing. It's like when I look at the most recent, it's one that I bring up the most because I feel like I know the most about it. The goodbye that Unwise gave me the second time around, after I forgave him the first time. And I do really feel like I did forgive him. I let go of it because, as I said, and I still say so, we understand each other more than we would understand each other with a random person. So by that extent, what's the point of being mad or upset? Well, I've recently played through some Witcher 3 and a quote in there got stuck in my head. And also because, well, not only stuck, but I also wanted to remember it. Because I think it's a good quote. At the end of the day, a human... Well, of course, Witcher 3 has many races, but the point there was, at the end of the day, an individual will point fingers to his neighbor because well, he knows him the most and fears him the most. And I don't think that's actually how the code goes. Pretty certain that's not how the code goes. Okay, how about this? I'll try to rephrase it better. At the end of the day, somebody is bound to find his neighbor the most dangerous individual in his vicinity. I think that's better. If you still don't understand it, I'll answer? No, explain how I perceive it. It's way easier to get mad at someone you know because you know that someone. You know what they're like, you know what you don't, you know what you do and don't like about them, and the same goes for them. So when you start going about how you don't like something about them, they can do the same. And it's very easy to part ways. It's even easier to part ways with a random person, but with a random person you don't really care, do you? Because that person is just that, a random. But with someone you know, it's difficult to part ways, but it's very easy to start a shit show with them. And it's, on the flip side, very easy for someone to start a shit show with you because you're one of the people they know. And so if they have a bad day, who do you think is the first they'll go to? Well, if not a family member, then ding 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 ding, a friend. Or a close friend. Because a friend is sometimes just not enough. A friend doesn't really understand you as well as a close friend does. So who better to throw your shit at than, you know, a friend, a close friend, etc, etc. Back in the day, I actually got around to talking to someone who was famous on YouTube at the time in this country. And that was because I knew more than that someone about the game than that someone knew about the game. It felt good, it felt surreal. It was like, oh, I actually made contact with someone without trying to contact that someone or even knowing that someone is a thing. A friend got me to... A friend brought that someone to my radar, so to speak, and told me, hey, that someone is live streaming and doesn't know what to do. But you do, and I know you do, so would you tell him what to do? I didn't have a YouTube account at the time, so I used his YouTube account, and it actually worked out. I told him what to do, and they listened, but then that never repeated again, because I chose to well, I suppose I chose subconsciously some worldwide famous people rather than locally famous people, because I just like them more. And look where I'm at. Maybe if I actually sticked to... Maybe if I actually sticked to liking, you know, the local famous individuals, maybe I could have made it somewhere. And also if I hadn't selected English as the language of my YouTube channel, but alas I did, and alas I'm here. It's just a shame. I really like playing games. I really wish I could make a use of this, but it's just, I suppose, not for me as it isn't for many others, because the website became garbage. And also because I just gave up on my content. I just do whatever I want. Even though that's a partial lie, because I still, at times, you know, make content that I think you would want to watch. But for the most part, as I said, caring hasn't actually worked out for me, so what's the point? I'll just make what I want. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. And once again, maybe it would've, but I'll never know. Do I want this? I feel like I do. Oh yeah, this is real easy. It's actually one of the times when you don't get a... when I don't get the objective I really don't like doing. And I can keep on going. Keep on fulfilling the objectives, keep on moving. This is one of the times when I actually am not focusing all that much on what I'm doing in the game, but I'm doing really well, and the game is not throwing sticks under my feet. You know, this is actually one of the few times when the universe isn't punishing me for existing. You know what? It feels good. It actually feels good. It really does. I wish it would be like this more often. Especially outside of a game, because, once again, I can't make use of being good at games, so what does it matter if inside of a game I don't have the universe against me? I feel really sped up for some reason. I mean, I know that my quick revive gives me some super health regen after I get hit, and now I have the chakrams, so I'm also pretty fast, but I feel also faster on the regular. That's odd. But hey, it's fun. Yay! 3 more gladiators to kill. I should upgrade this. Maybe. Drink. I think self-reflection is very important, and knowing who you really are is as well. I think I'm someone who, hey, I threw down... Okay, screw you. I think I am someone who hates to lose, even though I eventually learned to accept defeat. Took me a while, but I eventually learned it. And the other problems that I have are getting annoyed, angry, and disappointed when things don't go my way, and when I feel like something is against me, and wanting a lot. For example, I really want to someday be wealthy, and especially healthy. And to have my dream girlfriend, or maybe even dream girlfriends, because I don't even know what I want in that regard. And also to be able to do what I like and make enough money doing what I like, and those are not rare wants, rare wishes, but that's all I want. I have no other wishes. Well, actually I do, but They're either private or things that I think are not that common. You know, like wishing my parents would actually be fine with each other, because they still... Ooh, a perk. Because they still are fighting each other at times, and... Tell you what, I think we can all agree that living is exhausting. Being alive is exhausting. And it's not fun. At least that's what I think you would agree to, because if you are watching this video and you watched until this very point, you probably are like me. Because when I watch someone's commentary video, or a video where they talk about things and the gameplay is only secondary, I usually listen to it, I pay attention. And I think so even more after the European Union poll, that me-like people are watching my content. However that sounds, I think that's the case. And also, by that extent, I don't know what would I recommend to someone when it comes to their content. Because I probably would be watching only someone who I like. And not be there when I stop liking the content. But I also noticed that when I asked if you do or don't like my content, it was like almost a 50-50, so I imagine that the others who don't like it would say what would they want to change, but they didn't. Wait, is this? It is. This is the wave when I get my ammo back. Yay! This is a very efficient weapon, if you can't tell. It's only gonna take me a very efficient amount of time to reload. Actually, it wasn't that long. Hey, and I finished an objective without checking what the objective is, you know? Or the contract. Nice. Another thing that worked out in my favor. It could have been any other map. I just wish. You know? I just really, really wish. One shouldn't just wish, but also act, but... Can you imagine someone like me who has no interest in social interactions actually finding and keeping a girlfriend, doing things for her? When I struggle to find will to just greet someone on a daily basis? Because I can. The only way I imagine having a girlfriend is having one which wants things that I want as well. You know, like a one-sided relationship. Is that ideal? No. And probabilities of finding a girl like that are very, very low, I reckon. And because I don't leave this, I haven't left this country more than twice. The probabilities are like way lower than they would be if I traveled. Or, you know, maybe I wouldn't have to even go that far. I just have to look really well, but as I said, I'm not interested in interactions, so like... I know what the first and easiest advice from an internet guru would be. Oh, fuck you. Okay, not that, but it would be, oh, start going out, go to whatever, like, I don't know, parties, or start talking to people. Be more social. It's like, oh yeah, thank you. I didn't think of that ever. Fucking die. Okay, time for the big gun. Okay, good. That's both of the... Well, both? No, that's the only big problem dealt with. As for my YouTube channel, I think I have everything that the big YouTubers have. The non-clickbait ones. The genuine ones. At least the ones that I like. And that's... well, everything except for one thing, the most crucial one. I'll get to it in a minute. Or maybe I won't, if I forget. I don't know. Anyway, the things that I think I have, just like those that I watch, are paying attention to comments and keeping up with memes and... and making content on the regular. And also some traits in personality. And I think that if I got into situations that those that I watch sometimes get into in their games, I could also, or could, I also would behave like they do. And the people that watch them find these reactions or how they behave in certain situations funny or interesting. So by that extent I would want to think that I'm also funny and interesting, but apparently that's not the case. Oh well. You know, I have really low self-esteem, and it's enough when I doubt myself, but... Actually, yes, it's enough when I doubt myself, because it's very easy to bring myself down. Even unintentionally. Well, not even. Unintentionally. You know? Oh, I got the operator mod. See, another thing that I was really trying to get before I took a break from this game, and I just so happened to stay alive long enough to be able to get it. Really, this is... it feels like this is where all my luck has gone to, and when I finish recording, I'll just go back to being unlucky me. Oh dear. My parents tell me that whatever you send out to the universe or to the space, like whatever you think, whatever you say out loud, say out quiet, anything of that sort, comes back to you in a real form. But I wasn't the one who started thinking, oh dear, I wish I was really unlucky, and by that extent, I don't understand how did I start being so unlucky. Test your might. Oh, I see now. So if they have armor plates, the homunculus will just punch them once, but if they don't have an armor plate, he'll tear them to shreds. Right, that's pretty good. I'll probably take this video and set it as my front page chosen video, because why not? I should be using the other weapon because it fires slower, has more ammunition, and does less damage. And keep keep this weapon for the big crowds, right? But unlike others, or at least those that I watch, they don't seem to have the problems that I have. That is, I try to be friendly, I try to be nice, and I get thrown shit back at me. Well, at me. Because I don't try to throw any shit at those that I'm friendly towards, etc. I just can't seem to find anyone who would understand me. I need to upgrade that gun, the Titan, the LMG. I doubt that Activision patched the quick revive to give more movement speed, even when not regenerating, but it does feel like it, gotta say. Hey, could I actually get the Orion? Maybe? No, but the Peacekeeper fires faster. I'll take it. Oh no. You know, there's actually a way to... Oh, I'll take that. There's actually a way to force the weapon, the Death of Orion, the Scorpion that I had earlier, to spawn. But I'm not really interested in getting that challenge. Even though I could get more perks, I could actually maybe get all of them. But why? I'm eventually gonna die, and it's not like I'm going for a record or something. I'm just having a fun time. And the game's letting me, to some extent, to have a fun time. I hate how when he picks up the gun, he just has to chamber in that bullet. Fuck you. Okay, freeze. No, let's get a brain rot on that gun. I actually got it on the other. Nope. Oh, and I got another freeze charge. Repack, and this one is for... Okay, we're back to Firebomb. Back to the surface. This map, despite being small, is actually a map that... What am I missing? Oh, I see. Despite being small, is actually more enjoyable to me than most of the other maps. Fuck off. Just trying to get this. There could be a power-up, but what do I care? I am missing the part from the Sun Temple. And also... the Stone Head. Right. Oh no, what shall I do? And he actually got me. You see how long his attack range was there? I would say very long. Anyway, I think that's about it for this type of video. Let me just go ahead and kill this thing. No. No. We talked about it. You don't vomit on other people's traps, okay? Oh dear. Oh dear. It's getting interesting, but that's around the time that I think I should stop and go do something else. Maybe. So I need to shoot off the head of some statue and put it here, pour acid all over it, and it's gonna melt down and show that there's a key inside the thing. And then you take the key and you stick it into YouTube and turn it into what it once was. On a more serious note, you actually go into down here and stick the key into... No. Stick it into one of these two trees. I don't know where actually, but I think it's somewhere here. And then you gotta also get a clay pot, put it there to capture the poisonous sap, and then you pour the poisonous sap on a mystery box, and you get an Orion that way. So that's about it for this video. I'll probably not see you in the next one, because I think you won't watch any of my other content, but hey, if you do, I'll see you in the next one.